Oh, I have been one busy bun. I've been meaning to cover the new Inzoi DLC slash update, but I just haven't had time to get around to it. But I'm deciding to start with this because Des and I have recently gone through Halo, and Chip is in the middle of playing Halo 3, so this is incredibly topical. The last time that we talked about Helldivers 2, I was reprimanding them for giving in to Sony's demands and alienating a good chunk of the world for basically no reason. A bunch of time has passed, and they have, as far as I'm aware of, gone back on some of those horrible decisions and made up for it in spades. They're currently celebrating releasing the game on Xbox and preparing to unlock new content sometime in September. But at the time of this recording, today, this very day, they have added Halo ODST weapons. And I'm not entirely sure why they felt the need to specify ODST specifically, because the weapons that they have in-game are in other Halo games as well. So I'm not sure if they behave differently in ODST or what the deal with that is. But I like Halo, especially the good ones, and ODST was one of the Halos I actually really enjoyed. Now, unfortunately, I don't have all of the weapons in the pack unlocked. I have 2 of them, 2 of the 4. So that's where we'll start. The first weapon that we're going to cover today is my favorite. I love the SMG in Halo. And you already know I went out of my way to make sure that I had this thing ready to go. We're going to go ahead and compare its performance in both Helldivers as well as Halo. So, to start things off, what I know about the SMG from Halo is that it is a very rapid-firing weapon. It's performing at its best when you dual-wield it, but you can get away with single fire. It absolutely tears through ammunition, and while it doesn't do enough damage, it can be an excellent gap closer while you get in close and give your enemies a good whack. And I'll admit, it's been a long time since I played this game. So I needed to jog my memory on some of the functionalities of this weapon. So, enemies are coming in. We've got the SMG. Still not sprinting. Of course, there's no recoil. Very accurate weapon. I didn't remember there being a scope on it.
Killing spree. Double kill.
Catch your breath. No reloading either. That's my favorite way of using it. In Helldivers 2, it basically performs very similarly. It's got little to no recoil, and is very, very quiet, which, now that I think about it, it's a pretty loud gun in Halo, even with a silencer, from what I can remember. So long as you're not moving, the SMG is excellent at getting those precise shots. It does decent damage to the automatons. I could have just done this. and the Terminids.
Requesting backpack. Requesting advanced weaponry.
Checking map. Southeast. 100 meters.
And as you can see, it's a little bit more quiet than I remember the SMG sounding in Halo.
Are you sure about that?
And we'll chew through the grunt zombies of the Illuminates.
Found something. Sending in an eagle. New mag. Illuminate.
Eagle 1 Rion. Be back shortly.
And it is everything that I thought it would be and more. It definitely lives up to its Halo counterpart for sure. Next, we're going to talk about the assault rifle. Now, I don't have a problem with this thing. It's a fully automatic rifle with a 50-round magazine. But in Halo, I don't know. It was a reliable weapon.
Covenant are putting up a real fight. The cartographer must be here.
It had some pretty outlandish spread, and it did okay damage so long as you were kind of basically using it the same way that I described using the SMG, using it to close in on your enemies before you can deliver a well-timed strike or something like that. I definitely enjoyed the fact that this thing had an ammo counter built into the screen. So if you go into first person, you can actually see that our ammo count is at 32. Let's try and hit. I don't know if we got those shots off. Alright, let's watch. We got it that time. You can see the ammo counter going down. Rather than having to look into the corner of the screen to see how much ammunition was still in the magazine, it would just tell you the number exactly. You know, I don't hate it, I don't love it. I would definitely prefer it over some of the other more obnoxious weapons to use in the Halo universe. But, you know, this is like the vanilla ice cream of guns when it comes to Halo. I don't think it's necessarily the poster child of guns, but I can understand its charms. Now, when it comes to Helldivers 2,
Apparently their bellies are super weak too, but that's also like where the factory part is, so you'll get like stuff spawning on you all the time. No problem. I gotta grab that resupply. Oh my god, who loves their cluster bombs?
Helldivers dev team is really good about certain details, so it still has that ammo display on it if you go into the first person mode. Unfortunately, however, it's got recoil like crazy. Even when I'm not moving, I find it incredibly difficult to just hit consistently any of my targets. A friend of mine tells me that it's much better if you put it into the burst fire mode, but you can't put it into burst fire mode in Halo. A burst fire rifle is the burst rifle, and that's a different weapon altogether. I don't want the burst rifle. I want the assault rifle. And even though they give you 8 magazines, which is a lot of ammunition for a primary weapon in Helldivers 2, I pretty much need exactly that amount of ammo to get through a small group of enemies, which means that I'm constantly keeping an eye on the resupply timer. So even though it tells me how much ammo I have when I'm in first person, I still have to look into the corner left of the screen in order to get more ammo for the thing. This thing is the destroyer of accuracy. I'm not gonna detail like the ammo penetration amount because that's just completely unreliable as far as I'm concerned. But when it comes to just taking down grunts, I'd most definitely prefer to use the SMG. I should also mention that none of the weapons inside of the Halo ODST Warbond pack can be customized, so you're not adding any sorts of attachments to increase accuracy or handling or anything of that nature, which is really unfortunate because these things cost a premium when it comes to the metals you'll be spending.